Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, I feel like I'm back from the dead. Whew, yesterday was rough. I'm not 100%, but I will say that I am way better than I was. Way, way, way better than I was. Cheers, by the way. Oh, look, here's my new mug. Is this not the cutest thing ever? In Marseille and Montpellier, France, they have flamingos. And I thought it was so appropriate since when I go to Florida, they're also known for flamingos. So that's my mug today. I thought she was cute. And yes, today I'm drinking coffee. I already had my ginger turmeric elixir, and today I added a squeeze of fresh lemon. Um, all super great. And as you can tell, the biggest change was actually happened after I took my sauna. I did a 20-minute sauna last night, and that had the biggest impact by far on how I feel today. And if you missed my live from yesterday telling you what I do when I start to feel crappy, check it out. It's still there. It's up, I think, for 30 days. And if you missed it, it's always saved on my YouTube channel, Amy Fuentes, or the Amy Fuentes, um, under Coffee Chats. They're all categorized, and daily my assistant, my wonderful assistant, puts them up there for you to enjoy and access because Facebook deletes them after 30 days. So if you don't catch it, just know that you can always catch my lives, um, obviously recorded in the YouTube channel. All right, enough said. What else is going on for you today? Um, I'm asked a lot what I thought of France. And so I thought I would give you a little bit of a rundown because a lot of the things that I did, people are like, you're vacationing with women you don't even know and staying in an Airbnb with them for a week. And yes, I did. It was interesting. Um It was a growth opportunity for me. It gave me an opportunity to learn a lot about myself, about how I interact with others, about what I want, and was not anticipated to be a growth learning experience to go away for a week. But it did. It allowed me to learn and grow. When you're there, please say hi so I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. And make sure you grab your beverage and pull up a chair. Uh, so yeah, I had an opportunity to learn and grow, to give somebody grace, to check in on my judgment. Do you do that? Do you judge people? I work hard not to do that. I know that we are programmed pretty much to do that, and I check myself. Um, I also have a tendency, it seems, to question whether or not I'm actually uh, seeing things accurately. Like, oh, Amy, you're making a big deal out of nothing. And what I found was, in fact, I was not making a big deal out of nothing. Certain things that were bothersome or irritating, certain um, things that I realized and expectations that I inadvertently had. I thought that I was going in with no expectations. And yet I still found I had certain expectations. And you may be saying, like, what, Aim? Like, what? Well, I expected that the person that spoke French was going to be translating things. And while she did, to a certain extent, things like menus were not translated. Now, luckily, I discovered Google Translate, which allowed me to, use my camera and look at the menus and be able to translate them so I knew what the heck, because it was very frustrating, especially for someone who was looking to still do somewhat of a healthy choice, and not being able to read the menu or know what the heck was going to be coming from the kitchen was a growth opportunity for me. Um, It's also a growth opportunity because in France, I noticed they don't really eat a ton of vegetables. Their most prolific vegetable, the potato, French fries specifically. As shocking as that was for me. Whether you're getting mussels, they come with French fries. Whether you're getting a sandwich, it comes with French fries. And yeah, yeah, it was a growth an opportunity for me to open my eyesight to not sit in judgment, to realize that I had expectations that I didn't know that I had, and to overcome the situations and be able to, I don't want to say fend for myself, but find solutions that worked for me and not be so dependent on others. And feeling dependent on others is not something that comes naturally to me. And I purposely put myself in that situation to be incredibly uncomfortable, to not know what the schedule was going to be till I got there, to not really know what I needed to pack, to not really know what there was going to be to eat in the house, to not, that was a lot of challenge for me from the get go. Um, but there were additional things that I had not anticipated would be an opportunity to learn and grow. And I'm grateful for that. I've also mentioned a couple of things that I was able to learn from, and some things that I haven't yet been able to process. One of the things that I would love to share with you, if I may, is the idea of love. And I our my idea of love comes a lot from movies, from what I've seen in other relationships, from what I've seen, parent to child, um, because there really isn't a concrete definition of a feeling of love. Just like it's hard to describe gravity, right? We know it exists, but it's kind of challenging to describe what it is. And I think it's also difficult to describe love. And I think that love, there's different kinds. Like the love that I have for Duncan isn't the same love that I have for John. The love that I have for a friend might not be the same that I have for my sister. So there's different feelings of love, so you can't just say love in general. The other thing that I realized was um, it's very easy to see and experience puppy love, like that tween teen love, that what I've come to find out is more infatuation, right? Crushes. That kind of love is way different than the what I feel for John, right? And yet we describe it as love, and when we're in it, we feel like it's love. Um, and society, movies have labeled it puppy love when it's that new feeling, that excitement when you meet somebody and connect on a level that you've not connected with before or connected on before. And I know what romantic love is, goodness golly, where there's so many movies on romantic love, to be able to, even if it's not defined, be able to see, right? What does it look like? What do I want it to look like? But just like the stage of puppy love doesn't last, right? I don't think puppy love lasts. The stage of romantic love, um, I don't think lasts. I think that when you're in a relationship long enough, it develops into yet another type of love, which I don't really know how to describe to you. Um, and I think that movies and books and society greatly um, exemplifies romantic love, but this next phase of love, I don't see. I don't see, and I don't even know how to describe it to you. But I do feel like it's different than puppy love, and it's also different than romantic love. Um, if you've been with someone for more than 20, 25 years, tell me if your love is different than the romantic love when you started. Is and that romantic love I feel was way different than the puppy love that I experienced. Way different. But I can't really describe it to you. And I don't feel it's the same. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's the same. And I don't even know of a movie or a book or a TV show that shows that type of love or the feeling that I'm feeling. And so I'm going to take some time to really process through it and see if I can turn it, come back around and share it again with you. But that is something that I realized. So it was a real opportunity, not only for what I like and what I don't like, what I want and what I don't want out of friendships, out of traveling, out of experiences, but it also enabled me to really see my relationship with John in a whole different light. And many would be almost, I feel many are almost disappointed because that romantic love, that butterfly in your stomach, that heart beating joy is different at this phase of my relationship. And it's not bad, it's very different. And I love him deeply, almost almost deeper than I did before. And the more, believe it or not, even after over 30 years, I've learned so much about him in the week that we spent together because the person that I met 30 years ago isn't the person he is now. And the person that I spent my life raising children with isn't the person that he is now. He's just like I'm not the person that he married. Now, my core values are still there, but the person that I am, she's different. And I've shared that with you a couple of times when I was talking about the fact that I didn't like flowers. I was told that they were a waste of money. And now I love having flowers in the house. I'm not the same person that I was. And that's good. That's okay. And determining and falling in love with myself again has allowed me to also learn and fall in love in a different, just mind blowing way with my husband. And having that week in Nice really allowed me to do that. And so I'm curious for those of you who have been in a committed relationship for a long period of time, have you noticed that your love has changed with and for that person that you're with? Because I don't feel like it's the same love that I started with 30 years ago. It's not. And that doesn't mean that it's bad. But I find that it's mind blowing. And I wish I could describe it to you. I'm really going to work on spending some time to be able to verbalize the love that I am feeling now and how that is so different from puppy love and how that is so different from romantic love and how I don't know, endearing and deeply rooted and um, yeah, just I can't find the words. Um, so help me out if you're in a relationship and you're finding that the love or the feeling that you feel for the other person is different than the puppy and the romantic love. Do to see if you can describe it below for me. Help me out. See if I can get some words, some adjectives, some explanations um, that make it so very different. Uh, yeah, I'm really curious. That's something that I've been thinking a ton about lately. Uh, yeah. And the other thing that I wanted to share with you is, years ago, I said, I really want to travel more. I want to travel more. I want to travel more. And it didn't happen. It wasn't happening. I wasn't traveling more. Even post COVID, I didn't really travel as much as I thought I would or that I wanted to, or, opportunities didn't present themselves. And this year alone, I'm getting so many opportunities, so many invitations to go to LA in 2 weeks and go to a concert with a friend. My brother just invited me on a trip he really wants to go on. Um, John and I are talking about other trips. A new friend of mine Monica, who is speaking at a retreat, invited me to that in Tuscany, which is a place that I would love to go. I've also started to make a new friend, Nima, and she's doing a retreat in Bali in November. And all of these things that I just dreamed about and desired for years. And I was like, "Oh, I really want to go and travel, but I don't necessarily want to plan all the trips that I take. I'd rather be invited on some trips." And then look, this year alone, it's exploded with the number of trips that I've been invited to take part in. And so I'm super excited about that. And I wanted to share it because maybe there's something that you have wanted and you've wanted for a long time and it's just not coming. Well, two things. Number one, maybe it's not the time for it to appear. Maybe it's in the process of baking and creating. And number two, maybe you're not vibrating on the level to see it. I've talked about this in the past that um, that when we're vibrating lower than what we want, we don't see it, we don't hear it, we're not privy to it, and it's very much like tuning into a radio station. When you want to listen to 99.5, if you're at 95 or you're at 100, you can't hear what's playing on 99.5. Even though it's just slightly off, you can't hear what's playing on that station. And same goes for when you are vibrating on a lower level of lack, of want, of desire. You're vibrating down here. But what you're wanting is up here. And so learning to raise your vibration so that you can see and receive the things that you want that are at a different level is mind blowing. Some people call it manifesting. Call it what you want. But raising your vibration to be able to see the things that you've been asking for has been mind blowing for me. Absolutely mind blowing. And I am learning and excited about keeping my vibration, keeping it up there so that I can continue to see all the opportunities, all of the things that I've asked for actually materialize. I know things are coming. I know that they're in the manufacturing stage, in the creation stage. They're being stirred up and they're being baked to perfection. And they're coming. I can feel it. I don't know when. I don't know how, but I know they're on their way. And the fun part is watching as they reveal themselves in ways that I could never have imagined. I have wanted to go to Bali probably for a decade almost. And to see how that's revealing itself and how that's developing is not what I envisioned. It's better. It's better. And so maybe that thing that you really wanted, maybe it's a vacation, maybe it's a dream car, maybe it's a dream house, maybe it's a certain dollar amount in the bank, maybe it's, I don't know what it is. Your perfect someone. Maybe that's all in the works. Maybe just work on getting into receiving mode and raising your vibration. And instead of focusing on all the fact that you don't have that thing, it's not here yet, you're lacking this, why don't you have it yet? You're not vibrating on the level of where it's at. And instead, accept and have faith and confidence that it's in the process of coming, and just get to the level of receiving. Instead of focusing on the fact that it's not here yet, focus on the fact that it's coming. And that makes you so much more excited. Now, yeah, waiting 10 years to get the opportunity to go to Bali, that's a long time. It's on me. It's also on the fact that it maybe took that long for it to develop, for it to create, for me to be at the level that I needed to be at to get the most out of that trip. I had to become the person that goes on that trip. Is that making sense? The person that I was when I wanted it is not the person that I am now that will hopefully take advantage of going there. So, working on myself allowed me to get into the receiving mood and get closer to the person that's going to go on that trip. I hope that this has really helped you. I hope that this has been eye opening and mind opening and helpful in being able to achieve the things that you want in life. And cheers, my friend, with my new flamingo mug. And I look forward to talking with you again tomorrow. Make it a great day. See ya.